with Swivelhead News, coming to you early in the morning on the 25th, guys, of July. Uh, it don't add up. There's just a lot of strange things going on with what happened with Trump Saturday before last, and we got to talk about it. I mean, I don't know how many people are in the chat room right now. Um, I've not been going live much, so maybe people don't have they just aren't ready for this. And I'm using my phone, and cell service is bad in my house, so it's bad on my property. So it may not come in well. I may buffer a lot. I don't have my MediaCom anymore. It don't work, so I'm restricted to using my cell phone, guys. How y'all doing? Hey, we got Alaska in the house, Stray Kitten, Scratch, Nanny. All right, very good. Alrighty, folks. So let me know how the video's looking. So, what do you guys think? I mean, sure, I got two in the room and I got 7 likes. There's something strange about the numbers. This platform don't like me. They probably don't like what I'm about to say, and it puts us at risk. I don't know if y'all saw Steve Poplar's latest report. There's just so much you can't talk about now. They're starting to crush channels for bringing you the truth, and we're getting into campaign season, and so they're really cracking down apparently. So I got to be kind of careful here, but that's why I'm doing it on this channel rather than on my Green Greg's channel, because this one is more political. Hey, we got new days in the house again. All right, guys, I've been highly challenged to do videos. This is about the only room left intact in my house. It is the only room left intact in my house so far, but that's not going to last long. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's worse than the cough what they're doing now apparently. So, there's a lot of questions about the events of Saturday before last with the T-Man. As you guys know, we came within a quarter of an inch of losing our the Republican Party's #1 candidate, the now nominee for running for president, previous president. And on one hand it looks like a lot of incompetence, but some are beginning to think it's contrived incompetence. What do you think? I'm just going to ask questions. I'm going to try not to make any declarative statements, because even asking questions might get me in trouble here. Cha-Cha, good to see you. Cheery weather. S. Lee. Arnold. All right, guys, so it is, yeah, it's still okay, now it shows I got 24 in the room. Very good. So, so think about this. A lot of things are really, really strange. If they had nothing to hide, why was Cheadle so completely evasive when she testified to Congress? FBI director cast doubts on it. Oh, yeah, whether it be straight. Yeah, they want to cast doubts and dispersions. Of course they do. Of course they do. So I saw a newscaster doing it just right after the event, same kind of stuff. And how do they come up with such narratives so fast? How do they come up with this narrative of lone shooter before they even did an investigation? How they come up with so many narratives so fast? Just too much is too strange. So we're told that on one hand by the Pennsylvania, the head of the Pennsylvania State Police, Colonel Christopher, what was his last name? Oh Lord, I'm getting brain locked now. But anyway, he testified to Congress and said, well, it was 2.5 to 3 minutes before the alleged assailant attacked the T-Man supposedly, or started taking shots. They said that that they had a guy boosted up on the roof and saw him, and the guy pointed what at him, and the guy dropped from the roof. Well, then the protocol should have been to notify the Secret Service immediately. Protocol then should have been to take Trump off the stage. So my biggest question, first and foremost, is why was he left on the stage? I'm not the first person to ask that, but we'll go a little bit more into some other stuff here. In case y'all didn't know, it just so happens that somebody sold over $90 million or bought over $90 million in shorts against Truth Social, thinking it was going to crash like the day before. Is that strange? Yeah, Stray Ken, I think you're on to something. Was that strange? How about this? The strangest thing of all is what the Heritage Foundation Oversight Project found. The Heritage Foundation Oversight Project showed that there were cell phone devices, or, devices that communicate with the internet, and it could have been tablets, cell phones, whatever, that would regularly visit the alleged shooter's location at his home and his place of work. We're talking about Mr. Crooks, right? They would visit his home and the place of work at the nursing home. Thomas Matthew Crooks. They visited him at his home and nursing home. And those same devices were also located near the FBI headquarters. Oh, it's just coincidental, of course, right? Just totally coincidental that somebody who would frequent the FBI headquarters would also be frequenting this kid multiple times at both his home and workplace. Of course, there's nothing here, right? It's just anybody that don't buy into the long bang bang story is a piracy con. I'm just kind of twisted that around. Person, right? What's the evidence show? Well, of course he did it, right? Of course he did it. Well, how come? There's even a video, and this is what I wanted. There's a video from the rooftop. Where the guy's laying deceased on the rooftop. Just come out. And I see him panning around behind him. You see a trail of his red stuff leaking out across the roof. But what they don't show is him or around him. What I didn't see was spent ammo cases. Now, I'm not saying he didn't fire, but it's just highly peculiar. It's also highly peculiar why they got up there on that roof so fast and washed it off. A bunch of agents got on that roof immediately after. And, of course, a bunch of them got over there to clean it off, and a lot of people walked on that roof since. But the slope was just too great to put a sniper team on, right? Aren't snipers supposed to be rugged individuals? A roof that only drops 1 foot over 12 foot. I built a roof in Arizona that dropped 1 foot and 10 foot, and I thought that was very flat. I was really concerned about putting a roof on that was that flat, but I was convinced a lot of people around there use that angle, so I kind of went with it, but I was reluctant. I was really reluctant. I consider that a flat roof, and it has more slope than the roof the alleged shooter was on. Was he a patsy? Was he a patsy? I'd like to see your vote. If you think he wasn't a patsy, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think he was, put a 2 in the chat room. I'd like to see what y'all think about it. What do y'all think about it? You think it was a patsy? I'm not saying. I'm just asking the questions tonight. Hey, Sasquatch Man, good to see you in the house. What was the deal there? What was the deal? Here's another thing. I highly encourage everyone to find the channel Peak Prosperity. Dr. Christopher Matthews puts a lot of very well-researched videos out on many topics. He started with a topic, right? He's covering this. He's been doing in-depth forensic analysis on all 9 shots taken. There's 3, 5, and 1. Yeah, what was he doing? Yeah, that's just it too. He was such a lone wolf. Even the testimonies from I believe it was FBI, Christopher Wray, said he had had 2 cell phones, 1 encrypted. Guys, I'm an engineer. I never, except for when the company gave me a cell phone back years and years ago, decades ago, I've never carried but 1 cell phone. Why do you need 2? Especially if you're a loner. If you're a lone wolf, why you need 2 cell phones? One of them encrypted. Who is he talking to? Why did he have to have an encrypted phone? Why these overseas accounts? How did he get out of the, how did he have these bank accounts? Oh, you think he's a drug dealer? Lord, I don't know, but it's just there's things that don't add up. I'm not saying what it is. I'm just asking questions, guys. Oh yeah. He was in a BlackRock video. Even BlackRock did not deny it. They just pulled the video after this. They pulled it. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that highly interesting? Yeah. Also, the company that bought the shorts against Truth Social was at least in part owned by who? That rock that's colored black. That company? Like I said, some odd things here. And line Serpico. They don't have to be the ones that end you. All they have to be is the ones that are there at the right time. Now, supposing he had all these explosive devices. Now, how some 20-year-old kid that's working in a nursing home in the kitchen managed to afford, they said he had 2 vehicles. They said the explosives originally, they said they were in a van. Apparently he drove, what was it, a Hyundai Sonata, I believe they claim, and a van, and a bicycle. What? Really? Something's fishy. Something's fishy. Whose van was it? Whose van was it? Peak Prosperity go straight. Yeah, I encourage everybody to watch that. He's put out several really good videos lately. He's just trying to find the facts. He's doing forensic analysis on echoes from multiple shots and echoes from multiple locations and syncing them up and trying to get down the bottom of it. Now, there was 3 shots, 5 shots, and then one at the end. The one at the end was apparently a sniper from the Secret Service that got him over, right over the eyebrow, So, yeah, he was taken out. Just bear in mind, if you're ever set up to be a patsy, they may tell you you got an escape plan, blah, 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 but you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to make it. Why? Because you might do this. Loose lips sink ships. Yeah, you are not going to survive it. Maybe the purpose of the so-called explosives, which he's alleged to have had. Well, I don't know that. Did he really? Well, did the FBI said they found them? Did he just toss them down? Oh, look what we found. Or did he have them? Maybe he did. Maybe they gave them to him. How's this kid going to make all these radio-controlled? There were IED devices, I'm told, which are very sophisticated explosives. How did this kid have the money to buy them? How did he have the wherewithal to build them, the knowledge? How did he have all of that? Yeah. How they give him all of that? So, and here, the one rooftop, they had a clear barren, just a little over a football field away. What, 150 yards, I think, or 140 yards, something like that, from Trump. Why did it not have agents on it? First, the story was, well, the slope was too great. We were afraid somebody would fall off. Yeah, right. No way. No way. You would have to work real hard to fall off that roof. You'd have to jump. If you fell down, you wasn't going to fall off that roof unless you're right at the very edge. If you're that incompetent, aren't Secret Service guys supposed to be tough, especially if they're snipers? It was that not within our perimeter. That roof had a clear line of view in less distance than we trained in the Army in basic training. In basic training in the Army with an M16, we trained to take targets at 400 yards. And that might not be a headshot at 400 yards, but you train to take targets at 400 yards. 400 yards is one of the distances on the range that you had to fire to qualify. Oh yeah, Cheadle didn't answer jack diddle. Everything was evasive. If there was nothing to hide, why was she so evasive? Why? If everything was on the up and up, why couldn't she answer questions? There's even things that she said she knowed that she wouldn't answer. Yeah. Well, AR-15 is not that accurate. So now here's another thing. What did all the demo rats do in these testimonies? They all turned it on the right to arm bears. They all talk about big, black, ugly weapons. Yeah. Oh, isn't that scary? One of them, I think today, or was it yesterday, when Christopher Wray testified, this congressman from California, what's his name, Swalwell, he was apparently saying, well, now he couldn't got as many shots off if it was a bolt action, now could he? Because he was going after the AR, right? Well, he couldn't got as many shots off if it's a bolt action. Hmm. Oh, it's a semi-auto. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I got a little Marlin 22 that I've had since I was a kid. It's semi-auto. Is it a big scary weapon? No. But it is semi-auto. So what? You know, once upon a time, I was under the strongest impression that the most accurate weapons was a bolt action. And that was favored among snipers. Bolt action, what, 308 or something like that? Maybe a Marlin or something. Anyway, so yeah, there wasn't enough pitch on that river. And then later they claimed that somebody was assigned to, but it was too hot up there. Wait a minute, you are supposed to be a rugged individual if you're on the sniper team. You're supposed to be on rooftops. Now here's another thing. This whole idea, we're not going to cover off the rooftops. You ever see the movie Civil War? I did a review of that. Remember that? Remember that little town? This is something nobody's talked about. On no YouTube channel I know of so far. Remember that little town where they were in total denial of the war and everything was peaceful and there was no problems? They drove into the town. You saw a little thing of water on the lawn and kids out and people walking the streets and the stores were open and it just looked total normal. It just really freaked out the reporters. They couldn't understand it. And so the woman who was the prime character who, got offed it right at the end of the movie, she walks outside and the old black guy, who was the wise one in the group, the smart one, the old journalist, he pointed to the rooftops. He said, here's one that's peaceful. Every single rooftop had multiple snipers. Every rooftop. All around the town. At least downtown. So you'd think if some knucklehead that could write a movie, which knows jack diddle about anything, they didn't know jack diddle about tactics. They got so much stuff wrong in that movie, it was hilarious from a military standpoint. I thought the movie was goofy. But they got that right. Now, if this guy could figure that out, you'd think somebody whose job is to protect presidents of the United States would know that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think they would know that? Why was there perimeter? Oh, it was outside of our perimeter. Well, why? You got a big rooftop, clear shot, easy shot, 140, less than 140 yards from where the president was going to stand, and you don't have somebody on that rooftop? Wow. But supposedly, you see, this building behind us, building 6, and there's another building behind us, 2 stories. They had an open window. They had a clear view. Now, according to Christopher, what's his last name? Christopher, the colonel who is the head of the Pennsylvania State Police. Cops told there's on the roof. Yeah, people out in the crowd were pointing. Remember that Greg Smith character, Carrot Top? Wear the hat and his hair, all that red hair sticking straight up. I call him Carrot Top. Why? Yeah, why didn't they have a sniper on the water tower? Why didn't they have sniper teams in that building with open windows looking out? Well, supposedly the local teams had somebody in there, but they went down to look for the guy. How come they didn't leave somebody in there to watch that roof? See, that's why you got to wonder, is this real incompetence or contrived incompetence? What was it? Colonel Paris, there you go. Colonel Paris, that's it, Christopher Paris. That's his name. Thank you there, Dixie Doodles, for bringing that out. I can't go too late. I have to get up early in the morning. Fortunately, I did have a 7 o'clock meeting scheduled in the morning that got canceled, so I don't have to get up at 6 in the morning, but I still got to get up early. That's how come I'm able to come in here tonight. I've been wanting to talk this. Guys, there's enough content going. The world is going crazy. There's enough content that I could do 2 videos a day on this channel and 2 on Green Greg's and 2 on Galactic Greg's or more if I had the time. I ain't got no time right now. Time is something. I don't have it. Either way, they abandoned their post. Amen. They abandoned their post. Supposedly to look for somebody on the ground. If somebody on the ground threat or somebody on the roof a threat. So the biggest roof that had the clearest view that was unprotected went unprotected and unwatched. Sounds a little convenient, maybe? Nah. That's totally coincidental. Of course, the guy who saw him supposedly 2.5 to 3 minutes ahead of time, according to Colonel Christopher Paris, the head of the Pennsylvania State Police, said the guy pointed his at him. Well, you got a guy on the rooftop with a clear view overlooking the president, and then the guy is obviously armed, and he points something at you, and then you don't notify the people up there, or maybe they did, and they don't get the president off the stage? Wind drift on a lighter bullet, that's why it's, yeah, it's a 5.56 or .223 caliber. The caliber is just slightly bigger than a .22 rifle. It's got more powder behind it, but what does the round from a .22 from an M16 or an AR supposed to do when it hits flesh? It's supposed to tumble inside. It don't go through. Some of the video I've seen suggested that the one that hit his ear went through somebody else and then hit a rail back behind him on the podium, and dust flew. Is that what one of those rounds does? No. And there's a distinct difference within the first 3 shots, according to what I see on Chris Martinson's videos, between that first shot and the next 2. Now maybe Crooks fired the next 2. Did he fire the first one? I mean, see if we'd have seen how many casings were up there, we could tell. Maybe. Of course, they could throw those down too, right? But they didn't bother that. They watched the scene real fast. It's kind of like in Vegas, and they went around and spackled up all the impact points with asphalt real quick, so you couldn't do forensics to figure out where from things came. That's one of the things about shots taken. You can trace them back to their source. Now, the suspicion that some have raised is that the first shot was fired from Building 6, but not from the roof. And that's why it's a little bit quieter, because it was fired from inside. Who was inside that building? Secret Service. I believe Cheadle said that herself. How is it you got people inside a building with a metal roof on it and somebody's crawling on top and you don't hear it on a metal roof? Just too many questions. I don't know, guys. I'm not going to say that Crooks didn't take off 8 of the first shots, but it sounds highly suspicious. Especially when I first heard them. When I first heard the video, I'm going, okay, there's 3 shots, and then there's 5 that don't sound anything like the first 3. And I said they took all 8. Now Chris Martinson said, well, maybe he stood up, raised himself, and that's why the echo and sound from the last 3 or the last 5 were different. But that was a real rapid rate of fire, and it was fired with a fair bit of effectivity coming in close to the podium where Trump was located. Right-handed shooters would miss to the left when Russian shots. Oh yeah, another thing. The video of him on the roof, when the first bang was taken, you can't really see that there's any recoil on his shoulder or anything, any recoil. The video here, the people taking the video, somebody there should have kept a video on him, but they were all running in panic and nobody really thought it through. Top Hong Kong site sounds alarm. The upper estimate is 100 million in 1918. This time, 400 million? Oh, I don't know, it's Lee. Scary. Well, we got another round of cough going around, apparently. That's what some people are claiming. And then we got the Boyd flu, cow flu, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty strange. Usually I don't have any dreams. I'm curious if my vision had something to do with the Olympics. I've heard a day ago France took out a drone. Oh yeah, an Iranian drone. Apparently there's some Iranian there plotting something. And of course they've claimed that they already had some knowledge beforehand that Iran was planning to take out the president. So if you got a nation who might put a sniper out to take out the president, wouldn't you take more security? You realize the Secret Service used more of their Secret Service assets to protect the First Lady, who was doing an engagement about the same time that they assigned to Trump. I don't think many people are really aiming for the First Lady. Joe got the coof, had to quit. Yeah, right. You know, I think he was the subject of a soft coup, an inside party coup. Now, maybe they don't think that the K lady can win either, but they think that at least the Democrats will do better in the congressional elections with her than him. Is that true? I don't know. Time will tell us. I don't know. We all knew this was inevitable. They're scared to death of DJT. Yes, they are. They've done everything they could to keep him down and keep him out. Before he ran the first time, Miss HRC came out with that false dossier, the Steele dossier, claiming he was a Russian agent. And that's been proven to be false. And then they went after him as president. They filed articles of impeachment after him 4 times. I mean, they kept him tied up everywhere they could. It's because the Democrats had the demon rats controlled the House of Representatives. We may not vote this year. It's, you know, they what will they stop at? They do not want him in office there, especially after they've gone after him so much. Now, you know, I did a video once. I asked if the T-Man was actually a covert agent of the deep state himself, because he had ties to HRC before. He did not, you know, he threw Julian Assange under the bus. Just a lot of strange things. You know, he did that bump stock thing. So, you know, I had some questions, and he didn't really clean house like he promised, but maybe he couldn't because he was so tied up. But he did appoint a lot of those people to positions of power in his administration, which, you know, cost him dearly. But after all that's happened in the ensuing 4 years, how they've used lawfare against him constantly, how they charge him with things that the current POTUS was allowed to get away with when he was vice president, did not have legal access to declassified documents or any rights to store them in his garage where his son Hunter brought Chinese buddies in. I don't know. Did Biden step aside right after? Oh, that's a whole other thing, Dixie Doodles. Yeah, they were really talking to take him down. All at once, the language changed. Oh, well, we got to support him. He's our best chance. We got to support him. But as soon as that happened, narrative switched right back. He's got to go now. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Just a lot of coincidences. A lot of coincidences. Have we got? Oh, hey, Michelle. Joyful Noise Ministries. Well, good to see you there, Michelle. Good to see you in the house. I wonder what the agency told Mr. T to stop him from release. Oh, now see, that's a whole other thing. 60 years ago, this year in November, it's been almost 60 years since JFK incident occurred. 60 years. Everybody was in charge of that. It's pushing daisies. So why can't they release it? Why is that still so heinous that they're hiding files? They're still buried. Why? That's another question. Of course, Lee Harvey Oswald did it right. What did Lee Harvey Oswald say right before he got taken out? He said, "I'm just a patsy." He said it. Maybe that's why they can't let anybody survive that long. Because he was telling people he was a patsy. Now, he could have been making that up. It could have just been his defense. So why was it so important that he got taken out? Jack Ruby. And why did Jack Ruby have to get taken out? Really weird. Really, really, really weird. Sources and methods. Yeah, they don't because there's still people alive who were connected. Well, they'd have look. If you were in power at that time, you'd had to been at least 30 years old, so you'd be 90 or older now. I think most of them are pushing daisies. I think the real story is a little too interesting. A little too interesting. Oh yeah, well, Lee Harvey Oswald must have had a really big bad semi-auto weapon, right? Yeah, that was it. That was it. That's how he did his job. Took all them shots. Wrong answer. No. He had a bolt action. So much for what Swarwell, Representative Swarwell from California, was putting out there to Ray today. Christopher Ray. Kamala Harris born the exact day Herbert Hoover passed away. Wow, you think she's the reincarnation of Herbert Hoover? I doubt it, but that's weird. Bush, the family's alive, but the people involved are, well, the son is alive, but old man Bush, who was the head of the CIA at one time, he's been pushing daisies for a long time. So Jesse Mills, good to see you from Arizona. Well, LBJ is gone. Yeah, it was an Italian bolt action. But Brock has not endorsed her. Some people think he's still got a plan up his sleeve to put big T and a big M, Big Mike. Cheryl Ford's female president speech was at the Herbert Hoover Historical Museum. Female president? What do you mean it's female president speech? I don't know. What's up, Deep Function? DPFX 100,000 minus 1. Who won? If you smurf me, I can post your PayPal donation link. Oh! See if I can do that here. There we go. Bing. Alright, Michelle, you're now smurfed with your new ID. You've been a smurf all along. Usually, if somebody just comes in and asks to be smurfed, they don't get smurfed, but you are a mod. And one of my most generous mods. Oh, yeah, by the way, thank you for sending me a donation via the PayPal link prior to this video. A couple weeks ago, I didn't even do a video, and you sent me a donation. So, salute to Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Big supporter. There you go. Woohoo! Cheryl Ford answered a little girl's question about a future female president. Ooh. What did he know? Is Kaka Mala gonna be it? I don't know, guys. Yeah, well, you know what it is, Whiplash? It floats to the top. What we've talked about, what I've talked about many times, is that sociopathic and psychopathic people tend to become the heads of corporations and heads of government agencies and heads of government. So, and if you're a head of an autocratic government, especially. Thank you for that, Michelle. I appreciate that. I'll check it. I can't check it right now because I'm on my phone that I check those things with. But I appreciate that very much. I assume that means that she sent a donation tonight, so I will salute her in advance because she's been so generous with that. Anyway, guys, so a lot of suspicious stuff. I haven't done enough videos to probably this month to even get anything from advertising off YouTube. You got to make a minimum of $100, and I'm not there. Although I've done 2 videos this month. Don't get me there. Usually I get about 30. How's AZ working out for you? Well, I got about half. I've got some stuff on my property. I've taken in the bus, 2 bus load trips, and I got a storage unit full up and out there. I got 2. Let's see. I got a storage unit here full, and I got a small one that's full, and I got another one I'm filling up. I'm trying to get everything out of the house. I've sold a bunch of worm beds. I got 10 loaded on my big long black truck, on the 20-foot bed. I was planning to take them out. Although somebody's coming Saturday, they might want to buy them. 10 is really all I need. Is Alex Source really engaged to Uma? Oh my God, is he? What's Hillary got to say about that? Wasn't Uma and Hillary kind of tight? I don't know. And who else was Uma with? Yeah, the senator from the congressman from New York, Weiner, who showed his Congressman Weiner. What a name! What a name! I got property in Ash Fork. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get out to Arizona. I got a lot of stuff out there, but basically my last trip, 3-vehicle trip out there, cost me too much. So I'm trying to get up enough to make more trips, but it's taking a little bit. Oscar Mayer, yeah, you got it, Dixie Doodles. He ain't no Oscar Mayer though. He's some cheap whatever, right? Lordy, lordy, lordy. No, I don't wish I was an Oscar Mayer. Remember the song when we were a kid? What was the movie where all the music they played was commercials? They had old Sylvester Stallone and Julia Roberts, I believe, in it. Yeah, that was a funny movie. Set in the future. That's where they want to take us. Yeah, they don't want us talking about this stuff. You're not supposed to do anything but praise the K lady. Yeah, Demolition Man. There you go. That was a good movie. Idiocracy. That's a different movie, but I think we're there. Sandra Bullock. Okay, Sandra Bullock. Yeah, I get those two mixed up. Sandra Bullock. Those two I get confused. Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock. I always get those two confused for some reason. I don't know. What was that? Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Okay. My back's kind of sort of been scrunched over. I can't stay on too long, guys. I got to hit the hay because I got to get up early. But the questions are just too numerous. This FBI office thing that group is part of the Heritage Foundation, and they actually did cell phone research. I mean, what they got is they got the goods on how is that. It's just so coincidental. It's got to be totally coincidental, right? If it's not coincidental, it's a Piercy con. I mean, the Oversight Project. They're part of the Heritage Foundation. They're the ones that did the research and found electronic devices that were frequently visiting Matthew Thomas Crooks. That's a heck of a name, Crooks. At both his home and place of work, were also hanging around the FBI headquarters. Logan's Run. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. S-Lead. MW Oscillator Core. There are frequencies in the microwave range that'll make you want to run. Yeah, you think they'll pick who they wanted to convention? Well, I think a lot of it's got to do with campaign financing. She's been able to take the war chest that was Biden's, and she's raised a bunch more money. But that don't mean she can win. She's got a lot of endorsements, but not from Obama. He has not endorsed her. All right, SCDHL number 4. It looks like schedule number 4. Good night. Well, good night to you. Thank you for joining. Did you see how Hamas was all matching in their signs? Their own planetary, same as he owns. Yeah, I don't know about Vance. RFK Jr. claims Vance is connected to the CIA. I don't know. Bingo. So the party that tells you that the T-man's a threat to democracy threw away the votes Of all the people that voted for Biden, just throw them away and we'll pick who we want. Now you got to remember, in the 81 is also square root of 9. Okay, yes, square root of 9 and 9 is the square root of 3. That's true. So it's three times. So here's the crazy thing, guys. Whiplash. Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Yeah, I hope He has some mercy. What was that woman, black lady, who got taken out by a cop because she rebuked him in the name of Jesus? And that was totally uncalled for. That was awful. She wasn't doing anything. Anyway, yeah, some sinister stuff going on. If a Leo utilizes their personal cell phone to take crime scene pictures, their cell phone becomes evidence. There you go. Yeah, they should take all those cameras from all those guys, the snipers that were on the roof. One of them had a camera on his helmet. How come we want to send video from that? How come that's not been subpoenaed? Massey was elected. Yeah, exactly, Audion. That was tragic, very tragic. She actually called the cops because she thought she had a lurker around her place. And then the cop tells her, "Hey, you watch your boiling pot on the kitchen sink." She got it. She took it to on her stove. She took it to the sink. He told her to put it down, and she was actually taking it around. She was said, the video allegedly shows her crouching and pleading and covering her ears because she was afraid of the gunfire she was about to hear, and they got her in the face. That guy should get the penalty. Capital. Vance rhymes with Pence. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah. That worries me. Some people think he picked him because he's more MAGA than Trump, and so they wouldn't take Trump out. They thought that would put him in there. I don't know, guys. We're in some crazy times. Crazy times. So what's happening in the world? We got Israel attacking Yemen. They blew a port to pieces in Yemen. Now the Houthis they're used to being a hit. The Saudis hit the devil out of them, and they kept fighting. You just don't. Those Houthis, we've been playing whack-a-mole, and we've used over 800 of our critical missiles over there against the Houthis. Missiles we might need in case we got a problem with China or somebody else. Harris versus Putin. Who's going to win? That's a good question. All right. So if you'd prefer Harris, put a 3 in the chat room. If you'd prefer Putin, put a 4. Hey, what choices here? But you asked the question, so I'll just put it out there for you guys to throw back at me. I had the chicken tonight, Greg. Yeah, I got to hit the hay, guys. Putin takes care of his people. He does that. That he does. Wow, we got some 4s there. Harris, Ventura, some predators to hunt. New York Pepper said that there was a pipe bomb in New York City. And Russian and Chinese. Yeah, Chinese warplanes are flying around Alaska in that area. Not good. Our space aliens going to win. Lord. Yeah, I don't think they're from outer space. There's something out there, but I don't think they're from outer space. I covered that on my Galactic Rex show. I don't think they're from out there. Whatever they are, I think they're pretty much what we call demonic. Whatever they are. Some may be angelic, but most of what we encounter seems to be the other. Big typhoon hit Taiwan. Not good. Yeah, Whiplash, I think he's agreeing with bingo. There's something heinous about that whole phenomenology. Very heinous. Very, very heinous. Very heinous. Space aliens get blamed later for the rapture. Maybe. He's talking about the forebears of the giants. That ain't the dinosaurs. Ain't going to ride in Putin. I want to ride in Putin. Oh, okay, Sasquatch. Lordy, guys. Lordy, 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 lordy. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. We are in a mess, guys. If something happened to T-Man, I'd probably go for RFK. Love to see more. I wish I could do more often, Dixie Doodles. I'm having it's tough for me to do anything right now. I am so nailed to the wall. I am so nailed to the wall. I love to see your live streams. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I can't be anywhere. So much going on. I could be on here like constantly right now. Oh my God, the world's just coming unglued. There's so much going on. It's crazy. Whew, it is crazy, 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 crazy. Anyway, guys, I might try to do one more Green Rigs video before the month's out. I don't know if I can squeeze it. I've been wanting to do a video several nights. I've been wanting to do a video. I just couldn't get to it. Couldn't get to it. Really couldn't. Things happening faster now. Yeah, they are happening faster. Democrat at the bone? Yeah, that's the scary thing. I think you're right. That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. So what would have happened if the T-Man had been taken out? It was so close. So close. Where would our world be today? Where would our country be today? The turmoil would be awful. But this whole narrative about Iran, it may be just an excuse to try something else. There may be other attempts. And if all that fails, maybe a world war. Martial law. We're so close to it. We're so close to it. It's not funny, guys. So the bottom line is you need to get ready. You need to prepare. Whatever the case is, you can expect domestic violence to go off the charts no matter what comes, guys. You can expect we may be in World War. I don't know. All it did was slow down what we know is coming. You may be right. Deep function 100,000 minus 1. Whew. Guys, get ready. Get prepared. I'm trying to get my rear end to Arizona before November gets here. When's the sea state next calm for an opportunity to take Taiwan? October. I hope to have all my ducks in a row before October gets here. The sooner you can get your ducks in a row, the better off you are. You need to really focus on getting your ducks in a row, folks. Get ready. Get prepared for whatever may come. Get ready. I don't think I could talk on Green Rigs about the stuff I talked about here tonight without putting the channel at risk. And this channel may be at risk. And I don't know, YouTube can take down all your channels. If they take down one, sometimes they can do them all. They're connected through their pay system they got, and they are. Lion Rex, thank you very much. You too, take care. China knows they have to go. Yeah, just look at all the tensions between China and the Philippines and China and Taiwan. Your ducks are still running around the paddock. Uh-oh. You better teach them ducks how to march in single file. Have no ducks. Oh, whiplash. Well, just whatever you do, get ready, folks. Get ready. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Guys, share my videos because I'm sure I'm not going to get as many views since I've not been on here that much lately. It really hurts the channel. I've been losing subscribers on all my channels. I just can't get to it, guys. I'm just too wrapped up. Wrapped up in what? Trying to get my ducks in a row. That's what. Yeah, I expect them. I'm going to shut down a lot of channels because they've been talking about this stuff. And maybe they take me out too. Well, at least I've said what I can. Oh, yeah. Our candidate for president on the Democrat side, what's she known to be? She's the border czar. Oh, she's done such a great job. Oh, yeah. Border czar. Thank you for sharing that, Special Deals. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Michelle. Thank you for that. Yeah, check it out, guys. Get your supplies in order. If you got a nuke war, you may not be able to grow your garden for a while. You better have some stuff you can store, put aside. So that's a good thing to do. Check prepwithgreg.com. Guys, also, just remember, do have your seeds and go to True Leaf Market and And I got links for that. You can find them other videos. I'm probably not going to post any links tonight because I got to hit the hay. Goldbacks. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, you're such an angel. Thank you for sharing all that stuff. I want them all to have insurance. Well, insurance is only as good as the grid is to have your own insurance. PrEP. That is insurance. That is insurance. Thank you, Deep Function. Thank you again, Michelle, for sharing the links. Yeah, she came in, when she ran against Biden, she came in last in all the primaries. Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. Just amazing. We're living in interesting times, as in the Chinese curse. What was it? Proverbial Chinese curse? May you live in interesting times. Well, we are living in very interesting times, and the news cycle is getting crazy. I mean, what have we had in the last week and a half? An assassination attempt. We had the biggest crash in the internet. We've had the war start between Yemen and Israel. We've had, which is a proxy to Iran. We've got a lot of people in Israel now talking about hitting Iran over this. We've got everything that's still going on over in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. We've got China putting more pressure on both the Philippines and Taiwan. We've got the whole world's going crazy. The whole world's going crazy. We've had the head of the Secret Service step down. Why did she step down? Well, they filed articles. The congressman was filing articles of impeachment against her. And I guess she figured her chances of getting a job after that would be a lot better if she didn't have to deal with an impeachment proceeding. Who knows? Maybe somebody has got a nice cushy place for her to retreat to, since she kept her mouth shut. I don't know. And the new guy that's replaced her, he was a right-hand man. He was the one that was actually in charge of the special operations and planning and security. And he praised her. So there's no change in the services. Not so secret, or maybe too secret. It was really nice to see you again, Rocket Man. Hope your new job pans out. How's the transmission? So far, the transmission's okay. Hawaiian Girl, thank you. Oh, Rochelle, we'll catch it on the rewind. Watch it on the rewind. I got to go, guys. I got to turn in. I got to get up early. I'm already too late. Whew, I've been sleepy as all get. I got so many irons in the fire. It's been kicking me, guys. It's been kicking me. But just keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, because right now our times are just nuts. Yellowstone on Woody Harrelson's 63rd birthday. Oh, you talking about that big eruption they had out there? Yeah, things are going off the charts. Earthquakes, you name it. Sunspots. Guys, just be ready. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for being such supporters and being here, and just share my videos, please. But I got to go. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. Seriously, thank you one and all. Oh, the movie in 2010. Oh, okay, yeah. It was good to be here. Funny, I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm not usually up in the middle of the night. Hey, Stray Cat, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so much happening. So much is happening right now. I mean, this is the best time to be reporting stuff, but they're also clamping down on people reporting stuff here now. Spiritual, psychological, physical preparedness, triad. Yes, you got to be prepared physically and spiritually, and psychologically, all that. Keep your head on your shoulders. I always tell you that. Don't panic. Don't panic. Because when you panic, you lose your head. When you lose your head, you might actually lose your head. So, again, thank you one and all for being here. With that, I'm going to say to one and all, have a great night. Take care. Stay safe. And really keep your eyes out. It's getting crazy. Get ready. Get prepared. That's my bottom line. Thank you all. Good night. Greg out.